Hey there, CMA Nation. Let's get into today's bet of the day, where we'll keep it rolling with our look at Major League Baseball win totals. Today, we will cover the LA Dodgers and the Detroit Tigers. Let's start with the World Series reigning champ Dodgers, who won 98 games last season. Their over-under is set a little bit higher at 103.5. Between 2019 and 2022, taking out the COVID year, they hit above the 103.5 mark every single year. The last two seasons, they came a little bit short, notching 98 wins last year and 100 wins the year prior. So let's take a look, break it down a little bit further, see where we land with this team this year. So honestly, I don't even know where to start because this team is so low to this roster. It is ridiculous. And somehow they got even better in the offseason. They returned three of the best players in all of baseball, in my opinion. And let's start by looking at those three: Shohei Ohtani, Mookie Betts, and Freddie Freeman. So Ohtani, of course, is coming off just an absolutely historic season, becoming the first player ever to hit 50 home runs and steal 50 bases in the same year. He also added 130 ribby and hit 310. Just having him on a roster makes any team a contender. And then, Freddie Freeman, who has been a mainstay here. He had 282 with 22 home runs and 89 RBI, and Mookie Betts, 19 home runs last year, 75 ribby, and a 289 average. And just for good measure, they bolstered the outfield by adding Michael Conforto, who I really like that addition. If you thought the lineup was unfair, wait until you see their pitching staff. They added two-time Cy Young Award winner Blake Snell to the rotation. They brought in Japanese sensation Roki Sasaki, who is MLB ready. He's expected to slot in as a number 3 or number 4 arm on this rotation. He's already the favorite, in my opinion, to be the National League Rookie of the Year. Now let's talk about the bullpen because it's the best in the majors, hands down. No debate. They added Tanner Scott, who had a 1.75 ERA, 1.12 whip, 22 saves, and 9 wins last season. And, they also brought in Kirby Yates, who was just as impressive, if not more so, with a 1.17 ERA, a .83 whip, 33 saves, and 7 wins. The only real question here is who's going to actually take over the closer role. GM Brandon Gomes has indicated it probably will be Scott, but either way, this bullpen is absolutely locked down. Not only did the Dodgers reload, but they lost very little. Yeah, Walker Buehler and Jack Flaherty are gone, but with their pitching depth, that's not going to be an issue. And second baseman Gavin Lux, he was good solid player. He departs, but this roster's so deep, we're not concerned there. Final verdict, there is no way that this team finishes with fewer than 104 wins, in my opinion. Yes, injuries can happen. Slumps will come. Complacency is always a concern after winning a championship. The NL West is tough, but I absolutely love this bet. We are hammering the over on 103.5 wins, and we're giving it 5 baseballs on the confidence meter. This is one of my favorite plays of the season. All right, let's move on to the Detroit Tigers and break this down. The Tigers had a solid season last year, finished with 86 wins, which was an 8-win improvement from the year before. Their over-under is set at 83.5. All right, so let's take a look. The Tigers were relatively quiet this offseason, making very few moves to upgrade the lineup. Their biggest addition was Gleyber Torres from the Yankees, and to that I say, meh. Torres adds a little pop, but he just doesn't move the needle much offensively. The lineup is inspiring overall with really no superstar power. Now, that said, I do like a few pieces. Parker Meadows in the leadoff spot brings a mix of power and speed. He's good. Riley Green and Kerry Carpenter are decent bats, but again, nothing too special here. Overall, what I don't like, this team is slow on the base pass. They don't steal many bases. They finished in the bottom 5 in the league last year, and I don't love their overall batting average where they finished in the bottom 7 last season. The offense to me is a real concern. I do like what they did with the starting rotation. They brought back right-hand pitcher Jack Flaherty. He'll slot in as the number 2 starter behind ace Tarek Skubal, who was outstanding last year with a 2.86 ERA, a 1.01 whip, 219 Ks, and a 14.8 record. Flaherty, if he can remain healthy, he will be a solid number 2 option. The rotation is good, but depth could be an issue if injuries do hit. The bullpen was top 5 in ERA last season, remains a strong point for this team. They signed Tommy Canley from the Yankees, who had a 2.11 ERA and a 1.15 whip. The likely is a closer by committee approach here, rotating between Canley, Bo Brisk, and Jason Foley. No concerns here, though. The bullpen is solid. Final verdict on the Tigers is this. While I like their bullpen and the rotation has improved, this team still has depth concerns. They have a lackluster offense, and they did very little in the offseason to build on last year's success. So even though the AL Central isn't very strong and they do get to play the White Sox, who are just so bad, but I just don't see the Tigers as a winning team this season. I think they're going to fall in the 70, high 70s wins range. And because of that, we're going to take the under 83.5 wins and give it 3 baseballs on the confidence meter. That's all I got today, CMA Nation. We'll be back tomorrow with 2 more. Take care.